Hello everyone, my name is Kitetsu and welcome to my channel. So I've been really excited to make this video for literally ages. I love the lore of Age of Sigmar, so I kind of wanted to make an introduction to it for people who are either new to Age of Sigmar or who've kind of just been into the models and the game and they kind of still have this little passing interest in the whole storyline thing. I personally am by no means an expert on the lore. I'm kind of still working my way through the books, so this video is kind of more of like an overview of the whole premise, you know, the setting, who the major characters are, and just basically a background of like how things just kicked off in Age of Sigmar. So, without much further ado, let's begin. Way back in the depths of prehistory, an unfathomably long time ago, before even the Age of Myth, there was once a world. A world inhabited by men, elves, dwarves, and all manner of strange creatures. This is the land in which Sigmar Heldenhammer arose, for the God King of the Realms is truly ancient beyond compare. Legend tells us he was once a mere mortal, born in the last millennia of this archaic, ill-fated world. Even on the day of his birth, he was marked as special by the sight of a twin-tailed comet streaking its way across the sky. As a mortal, he became the Emperor of mankind, a ruler both wise and powerful, committed to stemming the tides of chaos that sought to corrupt his kingdom. The truth behind Sigmar's last mortal breaths are shrouded in mystery. All that is known is that one day he disappeared for many years, only to return a changed soul, no longer shackled to the constraints of mortality, for Sigmar had ascended, taking on the mantle of godhood. Yet where there is light, so too there is darkness, and the gods of chaos had chosen their own champion to bring ruin to the world. An evil presence who left nothing but death and destruction in his wake, setting the skies ablaze in his quest to tear the world apart. Leading these campaigns was Archaon the Ever-Chosen, known as the Three-Eyed King, an abhorrent champion of chaos. Even the mighty power of Sigmar could not save the world that was, as it soon became enveloped in a series of terrible wars that none could escape, heralding the beginning of the end. The Dark Gods had seen their opportunity to wrestle the power from each kingdom, and one by one they fell. Sigmar's last stand failed, and chaos corrupted the planet until nothing remained but its burning core, sent hurtling through space. None of its inhabitants were left alive, save Sigmar, broken and lost to despair, clinging barely alive to the molten surface of his former home. The Chaos Gods failed to realise that Sigmar lived, and they abandoned the planet as it hurtled through space for an age. The greater universe in Age of Sigmar is populated by enormous and powerful drakes, some big enough to be mistaken for stars. And it was one such drake, named Dracothian, who discovered Sigmar hurtling through space on the core of the old world. Dracothian revived Sigmar, and an everlasting friendship ensued. Dracothian took Sigmar and the core of that world, now named Malus, to the stars above Azyr, one of the 8 mortal realms introduced to Sigmar by the Great Drake, and known as the Heavenly Realm. The 8 regions can be thought of as 8 of 9 dimensions, linked only by a series of great portals called the Realmgates, the 9th realm being the realm of chaos. After Sigmar discovered the 8 realms, so began the Age of Myth, a time of exploration where Sigmar met many new races of mortals, It wasn't long before Sigmar had re-established himself as the God King, with many of these races coming to worship him. Sigmar in turn extended the hand of friendship to them, helping them to rid their lands of the creatures that terrorized them. It was during this time Sigmar also met with many other gods, such as Grimnir, one of the gods of the Duardin, who created the volcanic plains of the realms of fire as he was slain battling Volcatrix, mother of the salamanders. He also met Alariel, guardian of the radiant woods and goddess of nature, who like Sigmar somehow made her way to one of the 8 realms from the world that was. Sigmar even befriended Nagash, god of death and darkness, and Gorka Morka, the savage god of the Aurochs. Together, these gods formed an alliance, which ultimately was destined to fall apart. As for Sigmar, he built Sigmaron, the greatest palace and fortress to have ever existed, overlooking Malus, the remains of the broken world. Atop his palace shines a radiant beacon of hope, the high star Sigendil, and around Malus he would later build the Sigmarabulum, a ring of factories, forges and armories. Below Sigmaron, directly at the heart of Azyr, lies Azyrheim, the city of hope. Sigmar himself founded this great city, descending from Sigmaron to see it built, ultimately resulting in the city that fills all who see it with awe. Of all the great cities built during this age, this one alone still stands. Despite the wonders of Sigmar's explorations of the realms, peace could not last, for chaos had turned its eyes to the realms. With immense power, greater demons of chaos tore through the fabric of reality, ripping their way between the realm of chaos and the mortal realms. Archaon had returned with his new title, the Destroyer of Worlds, at the forefront of an invasion of incredible force. At first, Sigmar was able to hold back the tide of evil, but after uniting the rival factions of the Chaos Gods, and after Sigmar's alliance crumbled with Archaon successfully capturing the All Points bridging the different realms, Sigmar started to lose ground. As Sigmar clashed with Archaon once more in the almighty battle of the burning skies, the God King was separated from his Warhammer and was forced to retreat to Azyr and seal the Realmgate behind him. Azyr was now impenetrable to chaos. Try as they might, they could not breach the heavenly realm. The rest of the realms were less fortunate, being overrun by the forces of darkness, and so began the Age of Chaos. From within Sigmaron, the God King could only watch in despair as for hundreds of years the inhabitants of the realms struggled helplessly against death and enslavement. Sigmar felt that he had lost again, that history had repeated itself, but one day, looking at Malus, he had a plan to retake the realms. He would build an army. He expended great power, taking the strongest of warriors from the 7 realms assailed by chaos and transporting them to Azyr. These warriors, along with those remaining in the heavenly realm after their retreat from the Battle of the Burning Skies, would be reforged, unmade, infused with godly power, and rebuilt into mighty eternal warriors that were more than mortal men. These warriors were connected to Azyr by their very spirits, and if slain in battle, would walk back to his forges to simply be reforged again. The finishing touch for Sigmar was to clad his new warriors in armour forged from Sigmarite, the molten metal that formed the core of the world that was. For centuries, Sigmar bided his time, the forges of the Sigmarabulum working tirelessly to build his army. Eventually, when they were finally ready, Sigmar unleashed his new army, the Stormcast Eternals, across the realms in an attempt to reclaim them from chaos. His first aim was to retake the Realmgates between the different realms, and so began the Realmgate Wars. So that's basically all I'm going to say for now. Like, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had so much fun putting together all of the storyline, and I know it's like only a really brief overview, and I want it to be like a little series where I can do like several parts of it, and obviously I'm only really scratching the surface of these different events. So if you guys do want to see more of this, just let me know down below and I will make follow-up parts to it. As of making this video, I have reached 400 subscribers, and literally I'm just blown away by the support you guys have given me. So thank you so much. You guys are literally changing my life, and it's just incredible and it's unbelievable. So just keep doing what you guys are doing. Don't forget to drop a like on this video, and if you are new to this video, please subscribe to me. I know this was just like a whistle-stop tour of the lore. There is so much detail in these stories and they're amazing. So as I said before, if you do want to see more of this, just let me know, and yeah, I'll see what I can do. So that's it for me. See you soon.